welcome back. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, game number 2 coming at you here. Recent Gaming versus Team DsBn. Once again here in this best of 2 series. And here we are with the draft, kicking it off after a very, very quick game number 1 there. Reason taking care of business, 15-minute concede victory. Up 1-0, but Clanks is going to be coming out for Team DsBn. They're a little angry, I'm sure, and ready to respond here with the Clanks.
I'm not sure what's up with those first picks. Last game it was Dr. Repulsor, and now it's the Clanks. Usually picking your carry or your safe laner first pick is not a good option because you just become so much more predictable. And I mean, look at recent gaming. I mean, they pick up Dr. Repulsor and Fade straight away. It's just going to be able to counter Clanks so easily. They could even go for an offensive tri-lane, and what's Clanks really going to be able to achieve in that case?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the lineup here, I will say, is definitely looking a lot more like a lineup that we can, you know, appreciate and understand here from the side of Team DsBn. You know, 3 very strong picks to start, you know, not only with the Clanks first pick, but the Midas into Andromeda. So we'll see how that continues with their final 2. But, yeah, so that is good to see. On the side of Reason over here, they pick up Nymphora with the Fade and Dr. Repulsor, and I kind of wonder a little bit if that Nymphora pickup's also coming out because Chaoli's playing here for them today. He loves to play that hero. And I don't take if Ed has played it as well a couple of times before, too. But
yeah, I think they played it at DreamHack even.
Yeah, they did.
Some games, yeah.
Definitely did.
Can't recall when that was, but yeah, they did. And I think Sync picked it up. I'm not sure if it was versus Recent Gaming that Sync picked it up. No, it was versus MRR in the winner bracket finals. Sync Esports actually ran the Nymphora as well. Wasn't successful at the time, but there's been a lot of teams that have been trying out Nymphora at least.
Yeah.
In those high-tier games. But yeah, in this particular game, I would assume that he's going to be babysitting the Dr. Repulsor. They are at the Hellborn side as well, so he should be able to pull the creep wave to first the pull camp and then move on to the hard camp as well. So he should be able to get a lot of experience as long as the Legion team got a weak suicide that can't really contest.
Let me see right here the bands to follow: Magnus, Behemoth, Bubbles, Tempest, and Pebbles coming out. The Tempest banned by Emma Boy, so thinking that could have been a possibility here from Team DsBn. Not going to give them that option at least. So the several core junglers banned out here already with the Ophelia, Parasite, and Tempest now. And now the final ban has still happened from the side of Reason here.
Let's see, Reason Gaming are going to have the Fade and possibly or probably another stunner in the mid. So I would hate for Team DsBn to just make the same mistake once more. As they did in game number 1 and they had a Deadwood Vindicator in the mid that has no chance of winning that lane whatsoever. So they really need a strong mid player or a mid hero right there.
Yeah.
Something that's able to withstand the pressure coming out from Fade and another stunner. I'm not quite sure what that could be. Chipper could do well with the focus buffer, but they're going to have a lot of magic damage at the same time if that's the case. Hammerstorm, yeah.
Yeah.
Go.
Hey, I would not have a problem with that.
They can't pick it up versus the Fade, though, unfortunately. I think it does pretty well during the laning phase, but versus the Fade with the call ability that mana drains and Hammerstorm's mana pool is really low. So, wouldn't be able to use the stun.
Yeah. That's still one of the heroes that, as far as on record goes, I don't think we've still yet to see. There's like a list of maybe like 4 or 5 heroes now, and Hammerstorm happens to be one of them, which I still find shocking that he's on that list, just because of who the hero. Like, he's just such a core, I think. Like in the beginning of the game, especially, like that was really one of the core heroes early on in the game, but hey, he's just not picked up ever. So one day the potential will come through.
Yeah, as a roamer, I definitely could see it possible. Or even as a secondary support, like in the mid lane, I think it does pretty well.
Yeah.
Versus, I mean, not versus a Midas necessarily because he can elemental warp out, but there is the most of roams, by the way, so they are going to put up a little bit more of a fight in the mid lane this time. Possibly Master of Roams Andromeda in the mid. And then, but then in the same case, I mean, then at the same time, they need something to babysit the Clanks, because usually you don't want Clanks to be 1 versus 1. you want him to have full free farm. There's the Wretched Hag as well. They got 5 ranged heroes versus a Fade, Doctor Repulsor, or Nymphora combination. Like, that's a lot of easy kills.
Yeah.
If they happen to find themselves out of position.
Yeah, definitely not the tankiest lineup over here on the side of Team DsBn. So most certainly a little bit of a risk, as you pointed out, especially going up against an Nymphora Fade. In fact, is something like a Pebble? No, Pebbles was banned. But you definitely think another hero that can maybe go with that Nymphora. I guess they already have the Fade and the Lodestone. So yeah, probably instead going to be. Well, I don't know. What option will they go with here? Because they could. I guess Fade could play more of that middle in the end with an Nymphora even, and have that babysit for a Doctor possibly, but or just go kind of a jungler here instead. Maybe something like a Solstice, bring some physical carry presence.
Yeah, they could, but I still feel like it's better to just go for a little bit more of a secondary support here. Just looking at the Legion team, I have no clue how they are going to be laning. Clank's in the safe lane, that's a given, but what of Andromeda and Master of Arms? Like, where's Master of Arms going to be located? Like, that's what I'm curious about. Like, is it going to be with the Midas or with the Wretched Hag? Or are they going for
lane?
offensive tri-lane in that case? That is the only thing that I could see. But if Hellborn team is smart, I can just put Dr. Repulsor in the mid and have Lodestone in the safe lane. Like, then it's countered straight away and go for an offensive Fade Nymphora Luna. Yeah, they go for the secondary support. I like that. Just bring a lot of pressure early on, and they should be able to win the laning phase.
Yeah. Yeah, so they do go that secondary support, as you pointed out. Only
never mind.
is going to be playing. So
nice.
It's going to be more of a farming Aluna here, not your everyday.
Gotta go with secondary support Fade instead.
Yeah.
That's quite creative, actually. Yeah, I guess.
Creative,
it works. I mean,
but is it for the better?
Yeah, not entirely sure. I mean, they are going to be able to get that Aluna to level 6 relatively fast, so they could use the Emerald or the Emerald Red to just follow up on the Fate stuns globally. But yeah, I mean, we were talking about the fact that the Legion team has 5 ranged heroes, so having a little bit of farm onto Fade would probably not have been a bad idea.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. It's just a matter of, yeah, exactly. Where the value that they're doing is they're putting it more on the Aluna rather than the Fade, basically. But yeah, Fade's going to be the one roaming around. Obviously getting him level 6 sooner than Aluna makes sense. I think it's that safe to say, Fade's ultimately a little bit more impactful than Aluna's, especially earlier on in the game. But what's up?
Wow. No, I'm just looking at the top lane. Yeah. That's not going to happen.
That was a very early stun.
Racing Gaming are going to get so many kills out of this.
Yeah, they are flanking, aren't they? Ooh, they decided. Okay, they're playing safe. They're playing very safe. Here we go. Fade's going to be jumped. There's the Zeal stun from Nymphora. The follow-up rocket trail that might as well go down first in favor of Raisin, and the chase continues now. Guifix in trouble. Guifix will fall on Andromeda, and will Master of Arms get picked off now, Panny? He is chugging. The Fade stun, it does connect, though. There's the Zeal, and that should be a 3rd kill. So, in the end, you were right. A 3-for-0 exchange for Raisin Gaming coming out right there. They're going to ask for a remake, yeah. Ha, ha, ha.
I don't know. I mean, that premature stun from Master of Arms, that was questionable. Because I think that if they wouldn't have used that, they would have at least gotten out of there with... Well, I mean, Recent Gaming might still have gotten 1 kill, but it definitely wouldn't have resulted in 3. Maybe even Fade would have been picked off, and Legion team could have actually gotten the first blood. So
yeah,
a little bit misplaced there. Nymphora is already going to be sitting on 1.7k gold per minute and have those marchers before the game has even started.
That is pretty ridiculous.
So, I mean, now you got an offensive tri-lane with a Clanks versus supports that already have marchers.
Yeah, as far as harassment goes.
Yeah, very difficult. As soon as Dr. Repulsor hits level 2, I mean, and he gets the grip, I feel like the Hellborn team can just get kills whenever.
It does seem like, I will say, the threatening potential. I mean, it is pretty scary between Andromeda and Master of Arms, especially to lock you down, and then being the triple range on top of that. I mean, the aggressive tri-lane idea is definitely pretty strong from Team DsBn, but yeah, especially after that start, you point out already having the boots here on Nymphora, that'll really allow him to poke a lot easier, and obviously we're not really be too susceptible to be getting killed himself. Can definitely play the biggest difference in the end. So Apparently, when Euphoric happens to get Bloodlust, it also works out pretty well. I also like the stat that Quincy was pointing out there about Aluna, kind of interesting. It's only been played non-support 3 times on record. It was 1-0 as an initiator, which he's kind of technically doing here, I guess you could say, and 2-0 as more of a carry Aluna, where then he's like 13-24, I think it was, as support. So he's undefeated when he's not playing support. There you go. Only 3 games, but it's interesting kind of seeing that idea that, yeah, Luna's one of those heroes that definitely can be played a little more versatility, but it seems like the support option is what we just always see her on, though. It's her true nature, but Reason coming through here, a little bit different.
Still level 1, everyone on Legion side up here at the tri-lane, and their panic is going to fall.
Yeah, he went a little too far up right there, and he gets caught in the end, so... Yeah, just got a little too comfortable. That Fade's stun, the range on that's pretty damn long. What is it? 500 on that stun. I think it's even technically a little longer because if you click on the ground with it, it like makes it go a little bit longer. So I want to say it's even closer to 600 probably.
I mean, they just don't have any damage in the tri-lane. That's the thing. Master of Arms, he's more of that like long-range attacker. Now he's gonna get another Fade stun, and Aluna comes in as well.
The flank. Look at Doctor. He's kind of not even caring that he's dying in the background. And actually, he is going to end up falling. So Himavoy, got a little too tunnel vision right there. But as far as team kills go, it's going to work out definitely in favor of Reason. As, Fork Lightning connects. And for that, he's going to be fine, even helping to help secure the kill on Master of Arms. And Clanks just got there too late. So
Midas is here. He's going to get a kill on the 4 at least.
Is he? One more? Yep. Nice job. Platychris picking up the kill there on him for at least. So we do have a lot of action definitely coming out here in game number 2, just like game 1. What is the Courier doing here? Oh, they're trying to counter ward. Yeah, it is in range actually, but they sent the Courier back. Huh.
I think that's because someone needs to use it badly, probably at bot lane, lodestone or something like that. And they just didn't have vision on Midas, so they didn't dare to go in and counter ward it. Yeah, they're gonna deal with it the old-fashioned way. Wait, they don't have any blights.
Do they? Okay, there we go. They got vision. That's good. All right, so they got it here, but yeah. So again, the lane setups. I feel like we see this a lot about Team DsBn here. We were talking about it earlier in the week as well for both their games. It's not too sure about the laning phase here for them, unfortunately, but. They're trying to make it work. I mean, how are the solos doing at least? Not too well. Wow. Midas is struggling middle. Jeez. 9-2 versus a 16. I mean, sure, Aluna definitely had the benefit of the kills early on, but was that really that big of a difference? Man, I guess so. I mean, he got his bottle really quick, so.
Yeah, I think that Aluna should win that matchup. On top of it, he's just got the range the superior range on his out attacks, and on top of that, with his power throw. I mean, Midas needs level 4 before he can even return fire at all. Yeah. So Onmi is more or less allowed to do whatever he wants up until that point. Now he needs to be a little bit more careful. Now when Midas actually got at 5 because he got a lot of burst damage. But versus Hag on the bot lane as well, I mean, he's not having a good time. He's 200 or 300 gold per minute, so he's doing a good job last hitting, but I mean, Zane pretty much has the same gold per minute at this point.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's that's the one kind of good news here, definitely for the Legion side, the fact that Fibelli does have that 300 GPM, but and also though, what direction are we going to see him going? Obviously, Hag's one of these heroes. Can be seen many different style. Now they already have a Clanks to ideally be more of their carry potential, so I doubt it's going to be the Light Brand and the Grim War. Probably more of something like a Hellflower here coming out from Wretched Hag, but we'll see what she does go. As Midas top lane, he's coming in with the Veil Rod, trying to set up a kill right now. Big Zeal stun though from Chioli. However, the Bang will slow him down quite heavily. Fade is here, going to do what he can. Actually throws in the coal right there, but that forced him to walk right up next to this. I don't know about that decision from Tankafed. He does throw out the stun. You see Dr. Pulsar in the background trying to help him get through the trees, maybe. Can he squeak on through? No, he cannot. He is going to get caught, but Andromeda gets pulled in and will eventually fall. So it's a double tap for Platychris there, at least. But
drip through the trees?
I think so, yeah.
That was...
Right,
I've never seen that one before.
Yeah, the positioning there, that was interesting. Well... So it's closing the gap a little bit as Team DsBn, as they came out 2-1 hero kills there.
Yeah, they're still in it. They should do the same thing now once more with Wretched Hag this time instead of the Midas.
Yeah. I also feel like Clanks. definitely at a point where you probably should send him bottom.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just getting nothing up here, and it's not what you want to see from a Clanks.
Usually when we see Druids do this, they run it quite effectively. His progress is usually on 300 plus gold per minute, but then they rotate him to the safe lane as soon as the laning phase is over, and look at this, yeah, Dr. Pulse is level 6, there's no point in staying up here anymore.
Yeah.
Merchant Hag is here though, he doesn't have the Bat Blast ability though.
Did he not level it up? No, he didn't. Yeah, he's level 6, but, you know, we definitely see that. Maybe not expecting to get involved in a fight, but sure enough, he is, and Fabelli's going to fall as a result. He got a little too comfortable. He blinked in right there, and that in itself is very, very greedy, and we saw the reason why. So, Reason just capitalizes on another mistake right here, unfortunately, from Team DsBn. And it just continues to not look the greatest. Now they will catch Fade. Oh my god, he's still alive! He will barely die in the end, but that Shatterstorm's going to explode. And down goes Clanks. It is just a top lane all-out war here between these two teams. Lodestone falling back. Port coming in, I'm guessing that's Doctor. As, yep, he's going to land right here. Lodestone willing to fall in, but at what cost here now? Dr. Pulsar flies in, again, level 7. He's able to jet around with the ludicrous speed, gets the kill on a Master of Arms, looking to chase further. We'll get the one kill on Andromeda, and now Midas caught as well by the Eluda stun. Going to go use the Elemental Warp, but it's only going to be a kill a second later. Down he goes, a double tap for Imba Boy throughout it all. And nearly 8 minutes into the game, the 6,100 gold lead and 5,500 experience lead is very real here from Reason Gaming. Only to continue, I'm sure.
Yeah, it is. I mean, the Legion team, they're trying to keep the pressure up because they feel desperate, but they don't even have the upper hand when it comes to those early clashes. Like, usually when you go for an offensive trial, you want to have the upper hand when it comes to 5 versus 5.
Yeah.
But they got no stuns whatsoever. Like, they got Andromeda and Master of Arms, but they're all solo stuns. While the Hellborn team got a new Force Seal, it's AoE, same goes with the Fade and the Lodestone.
Ooh, regenerating on Dr. Pulsar as well helps the situation. He's waiting around to see about maybe sending something up. Meanwhile, Fabelli gets picked off. They do set up the trap successfully as Andromeda flies in and gets killed. And now it's Panty's turn. He's going to fly around. In comes the power throw. And the regenerate's still on. I mean, he's still using it here. 3 more seconds. He's going to go in on a Clankster, maybe pull him in. No, he can't catch him. There we go. He chases him down, and Clanks will fall. Fade, oh my god, Fade barely lived. he was begging for mercy, but they were not giving it to him. And Imba Boy's 7-1-5 right here at 9 minutes in. I mean, this is just all out like Reason. There's not going to be a different result than a Reason victory here, I'm pretty sure.
Nope, it's not. I don't know why Team DsBn feels so forced to try these kind of odd things. Like, it rarely works out. Like, it never does. I mean, you should just try to stick to your own play. Like, what Team DsBn is known for is like playing Swift Blade in the mid, that offensive playstyle with Rally on the suicide lane, but for some reason they just go for these, like, they feel like they need to create something or make something happen in the mid, and or during the early game, it just turns into a disaster.
Yeah, and again, I really feel like it's definitely fun to try different things, but when we're constantly, every single game of theirs, it's just, what are they going to lane? Like, how are they laning this? When we're constantly asking ourselves that, and I'm sure the other team is almost like that as well. I mean, there's a reason why, we don't see these 2-on-2 setups, and the Valkyrie, or what was the last game, I guess, the accursed, or Midas lane, I think it was. I mean, it's just, we're seeing some awkward stuff, and it's just not working here for Team DsBn. So again, this is only their second set. They got many more to come here throughout later today and tomorrow. We'll see how that progresses for them. But here in the recent gaming matchup, it's just it just ain't working here. So as Master of Arms will get picked off as well. I want to see how the other series, Complexity series, is going.
Druids versus Mist is 43 minutes into the game, and it looks to be a really close one.
Yeah. Okay. We can actually jump into that one.
I think that would be more interesting, at least, than this.
Okay. Yeah, because the Complexity series is already being casted. So let's go ahead and jump into that. You said it was Mr. Game versus who are they playing? They're playing Druids. That's right. I'm asking them to pause so we can get the chance there. But yeah, no, that one looks actually pretty close there. So let's go ahead and look to jump into that. And that's definitely game 1, obviously. So let me update my graphics here. Mystery Gang. The Mystery Gang. That's a fun name. I like saying it. Definitely reminds you of Scooby-Doo. Let me to say it. But, yeah, again, you look at their players here, and it seems like they actually have their full roster today, too. I know when we were casting them on Thursday, they didn't have their full roster, but they're still enough to defeat Team DsBn 2-0. So let's jump into that series here.
All right, can I join?
I'm joining now, so, yep, we should be good. All right.